Hey everybody, Grandmaster Week 1, Exodus Crash. For this strike, you're definitely going to want 2 Warlocks, both of you running your Solar Middle Tree for your Well of Radiance, as well as your Phoenix Protocol Exotic Chest Piece to give you your super back, as well as a Titan running Sentinel Middle Tree with his Ursa Exotic Arm so he can get his super back. The idea is to chain the supers back to back, which you will see throughout the strike. Damage modifiers for this week are incoming arc damage and environmental damage. For my loadout, I personally went 2 scout rifles with my Overload Scout mod on my arms, as well as my Lament Exotic Sword. For this first section, you're just going to want to kind of hang back, hit everything from range, take it out, move forward. If the Vandals catch you out, they will one-shot you, and as well as the pikes, so you definitely want to bait those pikes out. This strike is 1300 power or light level, and you are capped at 1275. As we go through here, you'll see how we run it, and at the end of the video, I'll kind of go over my loadout a little bit more. This section right here, the pike, he won't come too far forward as long as you just kind of hang back, bait him. Maybe if one of your guys in your fire team has a sniper rifle, if you listen just then, one of our guys is rocking the Succession from the new raid. Awesome sniper rifle, love the sound.
I'm detecting another set of arc pulses. Coordinates marked.
At this section, there will be one final pike. If you get too close, he will come down and kind of ruin your day. So, I didn't have to worry about him. My fire team took him out while I was worried about the other guys. But he won't come too much further past the structure you see in front of me. So just if you get too close, make sure you're ready for that pike to come out.
Narrowed down a location. Let's go.
Coming up right here at this corner, there's going to be 4 Marauders that go invisible, and they will one-shot you if they melee you. Just be aware on that corner right there. So, as you can see, if you get caught, you can die pretty fast. Most of the champions are going to be overload captains. That's why I preferred to roll double scouts. Definitely a preferred weapon that you're going to want to have if you're rocking the scouts is the Night Watch with explosive payload. That's what I have equipped as my primary. You're definitely going to want your Thermal Overload and Surge Eater grenade mods on your class item so that you can continually get your... That was a really bad grenade right there. But you definitely want those mods on your class item so that you can continually stun the Overload champions. And when you do, either you or your teammate stuns one of them, you instantly get your grenade right back. We're making pretty good time right here. You ideally want to be at the plate room with about 6 minutes to 8 minutes. So coming up on the plate room, the rotation that you're going to want to drop your supers, and you just want to keep chaining them back to back for each section, is your Titanal goes first. As you can see here, he uses his shield and he tanks the exploding shanks as well as the environmental damage that's on the ground, generating a bunch of orbs for you and the other warlock. For this first section, I would suggest highly taking out all the dregs before focusing on the overload champions, as they will non-stop throw grenades into the stairwell. As you can see there, as soon as the Titan super went down, I cast my first well, keeping us all alive. Once all the trash is clear, all the dregs and everything, you definitely are going to want your entire team to focus on one champion over the other. If you guys are split and trying to knock them, you're just going to waste ammo and time.
Get me to that machine.
Once my well goes down, our second well will cast his, generating orbs for everybody, just like that right there. And the Titan already should, if he has his Ursa exotic arm pieces, he will already have his back. So once the trash is clear, you just want to focus on the one champion, make sure your entire team focuses on one at a time, drop them, move to the next. You're definitely going to die 1 or 2 times throughout the strike. It's not a big deal. Every champion that you kill gives you 1 revive ticket. But better safe than sorry, just make sure you're not dying. So once you've cleared the initial ads in the room, you can start your scan. And then you back up into the stairway, and you'll notice once everything gets close, it'll be exploder shanks and environmental damage again, and we will start our super cycle. Being the Titan goes first, tanks the damage, gets rid of the exploder shanks, regenerates orbs for me and the other warlock.
Never leaving your backpack again. Ow, ow. Can I get a hand? Thanks. I need a vacation.
Another really good thing about the Sentinel middle tree is when he has his shield out, he is hitting everybody with the void detonators, and every time a void detonator goes off, it heals the party.
leaving your backpack again.
I really didn't need to use my well right there because the only thing out is the barriers, servitors. So none of us really had anti-barrier rounds. If you choose to run an anti-barrier mod on your arms with a submachine gun or a pulse rifle, that's totally okay. The Lament Exotic Sword does have anti-barrier capabilities on it if you can break them. My advice right here, which I'm messing up right now, but my advice right here would be to get him to break, because once you have broken the servitor, he will quit shielding the exploding shanks, and you will be safe if you drop those exploding shanks, which is what we're about to do here. The servitor gets broken, we take out the shanks, and then we finish the servitor. Once you have downed one servitor, more champions and more ads are going to spawn, so you got to take them one at a time. Take out a servitor, back up, get ready to recycle all your supers. Titan shield goes first, generates orbs for everybody, clears the exploder shanks.
Thanks. It's scary outside your backpack.
As well as if you have your Surge Eater and Thermal Overload mod, as well as getting your grenade back every time you or a teammate breaks an enemy champion. You can also break those champions with said grenades. If you're not fast enough, the Overload champions will instantly start regenerating their health, which is what happened right there. Kind of had to clutch right here for the team. I picked these guys up through the LFG on the Destiny app. We cleared it 2 times back to back with no wipes. Got ourselves a couple of shards. Not too bad. Kind of a risky move right there, but I had to get my team back. Once I stunned that champion on the right side, I knew I had a little bit of time to run out there. As you can see with the other servitor, we're going to do the same thing. My teammate ran behind, he's going to break the servitor. Once the barrier's broken, we're going to take out the shanks, so that we're safe to move in and finish off the barrier now, or the barrier servitor. Again, after the barrier server goes down, you're going to have more ads and more champions spawn. kind of went out of rotation right there just because our Titan had died and he didn't have his super to use his shield right there. I would definitely suggest taking out all the Vandals at this point, because even while standing in the well, if all the Vandals are shooting at you, they can definitely kill you. Just like before, you can see we're chaining our wells back to back. Everybody alive, generating orbs. Obviously, when it's safe, you want to run out and grab as much ammo as possible. On my helmet, I had my sword scavenger mod on, as well as my scout rifle, which gives me more ammo drops with a scout rifle and sword equipped. At this spot, this will be your last wave of ads before you complete it. The solar shanks aren't really a big deal. If you have 2 warlocks, you got plenty of solar grenades, solar melees, you can take them out. Obviously, I took out their shields with my trustee right there. They're pretty easy to get rid of. Not a huge deal. Once everything's clear, you're free to move out, finish the scan, grab some ammo, and move to the next section. Now this next section does not apply to your score or your respawn count and revive tokens. Simply just come through here, team splits up, everybody grabs 2 of the 6 beacons, I guess you could call them. The pikes obviously will still mess you up. If you know this strike well enough, you'll know a public event spawns here. If it's clear, I would definitely suggest grabbing the flag if it's up. Me, I passed the flag right there. I don't really have a need for to get the ammo. Just hit all your beacons, move forward into the next section towards the tank.
Hello? Everything okay?
We're fine. Failsafe was just being finished.
Now the next section with the tank in, it does apply to your score, your respawn, and revive tokens. The best spot to go is to the far right, and let the tank, do not worry about the Vex boss or the shanks. The tank is the only thing you need to kill to move on to the next area, saving yourself some time. In this corner there will be a couple of dregs and a vandal. If you run over there and just start immediately attacking the tanks, these guys will shoot you in the back and kill you. So just make sure you wipe these guys out real quick, and then move on to the tank. Mostly the tank's attention's going to be on that Vex boss, so you're safe to just sit back here and pepper away at him until he's dead. Sometimes you can get him to turn around and look at you, obviously opening his crit spot when you break his leg. If not, if you can't get him to look at you, Just keep hitting his legs. Try to get in a position where you can see a little bit of that crit spot. As soon as the take's down, you can move into the next area. With the next area, there's going to be one overload champion. You need to take him out. There's not really a need to be casting a super right here. I didn't let the team know that. It's alright, not a big deal. Most of the stuff in this room you don't need to waste your time on. You can run past it. You just got to make sure you drop that overload captain. Kinda had to rescue the team here again. Once I break the captain, I know I have a couple of seconds to run out there and get a revive. Now there are going to be 2 Vandal Snipers at the end of this section right here. If your team is fast enough, you can actually beat them from spawning. You just run through the parkour course or the jumping puzzle, and by the time you get to the end, if you're fast enough, they will actually spawn as you're reaching that spot, and you'll be able to just skip them. Make sure you do not drop down into the boss fight prior to your whole team being in there. You definitely want your whole team in there. And this, for the boss fight, is where you will stay right here. Get your little emote going. So for the boss fight, you definitely want to have somebody with Anarchy. As you will see in the fight, he's going to throw down Anarchy on the ground in front of us, in front of our wells, and that's going to keep the ads and the boss taking damage the entire time if we're trying to heal or whatnot. When the boss fight first starts, you want to definitely damage him a tiny bit. Not a whole lot. If you get one combo on, cool. But he'll disappear, he'll spawn a wave of ads. And here is where you definitely are going to need to be on par with chaining your supers. Titan goes first, generates orbs, tanks the exploders, tanks some of that environmental damage that the exploding shanks will put on the ground. You can see Anarchy on the ground right there. And then you start chaining wells. If you stay in that corner, most of the ads and the boss himself will come to you. The wells should keep you alive. As long as you're chaining them properly, they will keep you alive from the environmental damage that the shanks put out. Damage him, make the boss disappear, clear the ads, rinse and repeat. I've also beat it with 2 Anarchies and 1 sword, but I would definitely take the 1 Anarchy, 2 swords for max boss damage. Stay in your corner, make everything come to you. When the barrier servitors come out, they will absolutely shield everything, and they are a complete pain in the butt. We just got lucky, they lined up both right then, one behind the other, and we were able to drop both of them really fast. But those barrier servitors are definitely going to be the priority. And then again, just make everything come to you. As you can see, we just keep chaining our supers back to back, keeping us alive, and the Sentinel Titan is giving us orbs as well as a shield. You can see our Anarchy on the ground right there. Our Titan's tanking again, getting rid of some of those shanks and the environmental damage. And we make the boss come to us and finish him off.
Exodus Black is all clear.
Get yourself some Ascendant Shards and Prisms. Go collect the rest of your loot. And that's the end.
We'll always be here for
I
you.
think we completed it with like 4 minutes to spare out of the 30-minute timer.
Yeah, I guess so.
Completely random group that I got off of the Destiny app. So if you follow this build with the 2 Warlocks with Phoenix Protocol and Wells and the Titan with Ursa, Middle Tree Sentinel, you should succeed. Might go over my build a little bit more here, show you some of those mods. Make sure you have your Charged with Light. If you are running the Lament Exotic Sword, make sure you have your Lucent Blade on your boots or any piece of armor that is arc. Lucent Blade grants you a buff to your sword damage as long as you are charged with light. And on the headpiece, on your head armor, you can put a Taking Charge, which will give you charged with light every single time you pick up an orb. Just kind of showing you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Middle Tree, Wells for Warlocks with the Phoenix Protocol. Concussive Dampener, which is the sniper resistance. And then I have a Area of Effect resistance mod on my chest as well. And there on my helmet, I have my sword ammo and my scout ammo finder on with the Taking Charge in my 3rd slot right there, which will give me charged with light every time I pick up an orb. And then on my boots, I have my Lucent Blade, which when charged with light gives me bonus sword damage. And that's it. Wish you all the best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next one.